ready to cook. Jamal's back.
I am. I've been lost at sea, but I have returned.
And then I guess to replace you on that 3 hour tour was Paul and Reese or took that boat voyage, so they're gone now. Uh, well, Chris is traveling. Paul's trying to figure out how to work his computer.
Again.
He's gonna get it one day.
Again.
He's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Well, he
One
probably
day.
hasn't turned it on since the last time we recorded, right?
He wants a studio. He wants us to get a studio, so he can
we
not
can
be able to
help
work the
him?
computer there.
See, imagine the technical difficulties that will result from that.
If we were to be in person, that'd be amazing. But all
He'd
right,
probably
let's
forget
get
his
it.
shoes.
Guys, my car navigation ain't working. I can't get there.
I left my shoes at home. I have to turn around.
So, all right, let's get into it. We're going to do our normal thing. Before we get started, let's hit it. You guys can hit us up on Bros on Birds podcast at gmail.com, Bros on Birds pod on Instagram, Bros on Birds pod on Twitter, Bros on Birds podcast on TikTok. Yeah, couldn't think of the last one there. Hit us up there. And then I just found out we now have a website, Bros on Birds at riverside.com. Bro, is that what it is? Is that the new website?
No, it's not an at.
It's brosonbirds.riverside.com.
There we
Go
go.
there. You can see everything. It shows everywhere we're connected to, like where we stream at, as well as you can subscribe to us on there as well. Check it out. We haven't really done anything with it. We just found out that it was a new thing that was given to us, and it's pretty cool. So, our first story on the football side of things, Nakobe Dean likely is realizing that leaving the Eagles for the Raiders might have been a mistake. I mean,
He might realize that as the season goes on.
He might have realized that from the beginning, though, right? This was about getting money. He knew. I have to assume, with him being hurt every year, he was able to get a large paycheck, and his agent and him were like, "All right, let's get this before I have any more injuries and I can't get any big paychecks."
Yeah, it might be his only payday.
It
And,
could-
I don't blame him. He's won Super Bowl. Like, he's got to get paid. He's got to create, they say, generational wealth for like his family and himself, and his kids and grandkids. And what do you get? 3 years, $36 million.
Yeah, 3 years, 36 million, and if he gets hurt again, it's going to just keep dropping. So
Yeah,
it's
he's
Yeah.
missed every time. He's missed time every year, hadn't he? He's
I
been in the
think
league.
so.
Every year.
So
Yeah.
yeah, go and get the money. I mean, that's where I'm at. I mean, there's one thing playing for a team that's competitive, but you also, the Eagles were not going to, if he were to stay here, he wanted to stay here, I think, but the Eagles were not going to pay him.
Not that kind of
what he's
money.
gonna get out. No.
And good on him to be able to get that kind of money. I mean, I'm not mad at him. Like, I think he, like you said, he had to get that generational wealth type of thing done, and he was able to pull it out with this deal.
And there have been guys that have regretted doing that. Like, what's his face? The running back we had, Miles Sanders, a couple years ago, went to Carolina.
He went to Carolina.
He got a big deal, and he wasn't going to get it here. And he not having a good time. He's not even on that team anymore, is he? Carolina.
I don't think so.
He's in the Cowboys last year.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
So-
Where's he at now? Miles Sanders.
Still fumbles too much.
Yeah, he didn't fumble the bag though. He got paid.
Yeah, he got that money. It's a shame. Like Nakobe, I'm happy for him. I hate it for us.
He's still a Cowboy. Sorry.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, I love it for him. I hate it for us. He's a great football player. It seems like he really ignites the defense, and we're going to miss that. I think it's going to be a hard thing to replace because he was kind of like a natural homegrown leader. I mean, we got him right out of the draft. It sucks when you got to lose a person like that, but like you guys said, what else can he do? His body does not give any promises that he's going to have a long, illustrious career. You got to get that money when it's in front of your face.
Yeah, those knees and ankles don't seem like they hold up too well. But I mean, hey, good news. He turned down the Cowboys to go to. Yeah, I mean, good on him. So I'm happy. I'm happy for him, and one day maybe he'll come back on like a really cheap like hometown deal.
Yeah, hopefully. I know he liked it here.
Yeah.
And when they drafted all those Georgia Bulldogs, I said, well, they're not going to keep all of them. They're not all going to make it. He was one that was, real good player when he was healthy. But
I would have loved to keep him before the reason that Jamal said. Like, he just seemed like to ignite a fire under everybody's ass. And I mean, when he came back last year is when they started playing better on defense. So I don't know. We'll see.
Not that Jahad Campbell played poorly.
No, not at all. But it just seemed like they got a little bit of different spark. I think he was a motivational. He was motivation for the defense. I think the only scary thing is me and Jamal talking before everybody on the call is that it's a little weird that right after they got rid of him, then we hear that Jahad Campbell went and had surgery.
Don't understand it. Like, what are we doing?
He waited too long. He should have got that done right away.
So. But besides that, I mean, that's it is what it is. But we have there's a shitstorm brewing in the Eagles organization right now. So go ahead and take that story away about one Jalen Hurts.
Well, this is everyone has seen
the fallout.
This is really the fallout of the Jalen Hurts article from Tim McManus on ESPN. And this is from who's this from? This is from Ernesto Cove at Yardbarker, I think. It's a website. It's a free website. He wrote an article. The Eagles have a decision to make about Jalen Hurts. Could be, the title of the article is this could be Jalen Hurts last year with the Eagles. They have a decision to make. According to NFL insider Albert Breer, that Jalen Hurts' inconsistency has been partially due to the need to figure out what works best for Hurts. Yet, over his 5 years, no play caller has started and finished 2 seasons in this role. Really, it has been get to the Super Bowl or get fired for the guy in that position, Breer wrote. Hurts' limitations to adapt to different offenses and demeanor that has reportedly rubbed some people the wrong way make this situation all the more complex. He's signed through 2029, but there's no more guaranteed money in his contract after 27, which is this year and next year, right?
Yeah, it's this year. This is his last year guaranteed money.
Okay. So it's complicated. If Hurts doesn't get a new deal this offseason and things don't go well, new offensive coordinator Sean Mannion, we could go well under Mannion. We could be asking bigger questions a year from now. The Eagles have pushed most of their dead cap money years into the future, but the bills will ultimately pile up, and they'll have to eat hundreds of millions in dead cap money and rebuild at one point. That point might come sooner than general manager Howie Roseman would have wanted if Hurts doesn't get it done in Sean Mannion's offense.
Well, I mean, let's go back and talk about what happened. We had the ESPN report that came out, and then right after that was also the report by the local, I can't remember who it was, Jeff McLean, right? Or Jeff McLean, the ESPN one.
Well, it was McManus and McLean. The article.
Yeah, one was ESPN, one was local, but the local one had...
They co-wrote the article.
Okay, well, there was one named a source from... One of them names a source from inside the team.
Yeah.
That said all this. The other one just said NFL sources. Yep. So this is kind of ugly. It's very reminiscent of what went down with Carson Wentz. Except for it was more, I feel like Carson Wentz didn't want to be here versus it seems like now they don't want Jalen here.
I don't know if that's that they don't want Jalen Hurts here. I think, Tim McManus and they don't put garbage out there. They have a source in the team.
No, they're good.
I think the source might be Howie Roseman. It might be the owner. It might be the head coach. So what this could be is like, let's light a fire under Jalen Hurts and see what happens next year, because I think we're all on the same page that the trust part, like we went into last year trusting him because he was a Super Bowl MVP and had a really good year the year they won the Super Bowl. And last year it pretty much eroded all of that, and we're back to kind of square one with him. Am I wrong?
No, I think it's fair. I mean, shit. And do you guys believe that the comment out of there was that he's the one that called the 4-man go route against San Francisco in the last minute there? That's what they wrote in that article.
Yeah, they wrote it. I mean, again, I'm with the two guys that wrote that. I'm inclined to believe it, or at least that's what the source told them. you know.
Yeah. I mean, could the source have been Kevin Patullo?
I don't know if they would have went as hard as they did if the source was Patullo.
Yeah, it would have had to been somebody that's still active.
Yeah,
in the organization.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, and it's them getting the word to him that they're not happy. With how he's handling the team, how he's handling his responsibilities as leader on the team, and this year, this is it. Like, if it's like last year, they're going to look to trade him.
And I said 100%. I said it with the Mannion news that it seemed to me like this was more of a, hey, we trust Nick higher than it was we don't trust Nick higher. Like, I don't think Mannion was brought in with intentions of replacing Nick. I don't think the brass or the ownership is putting any of the downfalls. I don't want to say any, but I don't think the blame of most of the issues with the season's on Nick. I think they're putting it on Jalen.
Yeah.
Especially with that coming out that he's the guy who he's demanding X, Y, and Z, and they're trying to do things. And I mean, it even came out now that he was argumentative and had problems with fucking Kellen Moore, and Kellen had to like really, really argue with him to get shit done.
Well, it seems like he just doesn't want to run the offense that the coordinator wants to run. He wants to run his offense. He wants to do what he wants to do. And that's pretty much what the article says. He doesn't want to play under center.
You should be a coach then. You should be, not a quarterback. Like, come on, man. Like, you don't have like. Is this a problem with like? Is this a bigger issue? Is this like a problem with the whole? Oh, I'm part of Team Jordan. I'm having a meeting with Jordans, and this is a little like you think you're a little bit more elevated than you actually are.
It's his ego, I'm sure. And he's had success doing what he is comfortable doing, so he wants to stay with that. But
rhythmic ball play.
I think we touched on it earlier in the year. Like how old is Jalen Hurts? He's not like he's a young guy.
Yeah,
fame just like was thrust upon him immediately. What was it? The second season
27.
He ended up. Yeah, I mean, 27-year-old dude. He's been in the Super Bowl twice. He's got the Jordan. Jordan came to his game. He came to the first game last season. My man's doing the Jordan shrug on the field after being successful, probably hanging out with this dude a little bit. His head has to be in the clouds.
And
there's no way.
Let's be real. Jordan is the great. He's the greatest basketball player of all time. I'm that age, so I'm going to say that. But he kind of was an asshole, right? Like, I'm sure coaches I'm sure Woodsame hated him at some points.
Who, Pat Riley?
No, I'm not Riley.
Not Pat Riley. What's his face? His head coach in Chicago.
Yeah.
The guy.
Yeah, I don't know how the name slipping.
I forget.
From
why are we forgetting his name? But
I'm sure.
I don't know. I've watched. You've seen the documentaries and stuff, right? Phil Jackson.
There we go.
Phil Jackson talked about him quite a bit. He didn't hate Jordan. He let Jordan do what Jordan was going to do because Jordan was. I mean, we all remember Kobe Bryant, and some of our younger listeners probably really remember Kobe Bryant. Jordan was that guy before Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
100% dialed in. Phil Jackson had reservations more about other guys on the team than Jordan. Jordan was super competitive and, was the heartbeat of that city and that team. He never sacrificed the game at all, despite what he did. I mean, he took some criticism for the gambling that he did and especially playing golf. Like, there's a million stories about Michael Jordan playing golf all day and then showing up to a game that night and, scoring 35 and, winning the game single-handedly. But but Michael Jordan can have an attitude.
Yeah. He was the greatest at his game while he was playing. Like,
he's earned the right to punch that guy in the face in practice.
Yeah, like Jalen Hurts, he's had success. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been to the top of the mountain, but he hasn't built a house there and lived there like Jordan has.
And you could argue that he's had a lot of help to get it done.
He has.
Like, he has. Like Michael
Jordan
really
did too. Jordan did too.
Yeah, Jordan had a tremendous amount of help.
Yeah. I mean, Scottie Pippen's a Hall of Famer. Like, he wouldn't have won those championships without Scottie Pippen. Everybody agrees with that. You can't do it by yourself. But
I mean, look at Stafford and the Rams this season. That team was a super team. They were fucking stacked. and they fell short.
Yeah.
And some of it's because Stafford didn't handle his business all the way. Jalen fucking did. It's not easy, and it can't be like shrunken that, man, when you're a quarterback who can take a team to the Super Bowl and win it, even if your defense is great, you still achieve something that all those other fucking guys couldn't do, and tons of people couldn't do.
Yeah, agreed. But imagine having to handle like as an organization having to handle that part of it, right? Like whatever, that's one aspect, Jalen, and then all the bullshit with AJ Brown. Like how do you handle that shit? Like I'm sure the offensive coordinator was like, all right, I'll figure this out. We have a good relationship. We can make it work. And then that just went to shit right away. Where where what's saying couldn't do anything to make Jalen happy or not run, or he did make Jalen happy and run it exactly like he wanted to run it. But it wasn't working. So Nick had to step in to be the voice to say to Jalen, what the fuck? Like, no, we can't do that no more. We have to change it. But then he also has to deal with AJ Brown. like it's a shit show, dude.
Shit show. Shit show.
You know, like I said, there's a difference with his attitude. There's a difference between standing on top of the mountain for one season and then, you know, building a house up there. He doesn't have a house up there yet. You know, maybe one day he will. You know, but he's not Michael Jordan. He shouldn't be behaving like Michael Jordan.
I mean, the positive, I guess, to it is that he's not like a complete asshole disruption. Like, you don't really hear anything about this. Like, it's not during the seat. Like he's not sitting on the sideline reading a fucking book, right. Or going on Twitter and saying shit. But he's at least keeping it in house. But still, it needs to be fixed. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I mean, if you're Jalen, do you want to stay here?
Yeah, he has
like
like
after
the balls right
contract,
now. Well, I mean, right now, I don't know about because think about it. After this year, if this year goes bad, then no, he doesn't. But right now, he's got all the leverage.
You know, if he does have a good year, say he's like in the MVP conversation, they make a deep playoff push, he's definitely they're gonna try to get an extension, and this is gonna really drive his price tag up with the Eagles, though. I think.
Yeah. He'll try to drain him.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a team friendly deal. Like what they say. He said, well, when he signed his last deal, him talking to his agent, like I think his agent said, can they still build a team around me with this deal? You know,
he was willing to.
Right, it was very important. You know, and I like to think that he's a guy that understands that because quarterbacks, that's a key thing in the NFL, that quarterbacks need to understand that. And there's a lot of them out there that don't. I don't know how true that is anymore. But it's definitely not going to be, if they offer him an extension, it's not going to be team friendly. He's going to want all the guaranteed money. He's going to want it spread out over 6 years or something like that. And, you know, the Eagles like to do it in 3 or 4 on like 5 and 6 year deals. But I think this ultimately, it's one of two things. I think that the Eagles are willing to pay the extra money at the end of the year because I'm sure this burned them a little bit. And when they go to renegotiate, it's not going to be as friendly as it was last time. And I'm sure the Eagles know that, and they're willing to sacrifice that in order to get him back on track.
I mean, because he's got a Super Bowl already. Like,
right.
He made that sacrifice and already got like what you want to make a sacrifice like that for.
He's been all pro. He's been all pro, hasn't he? Has he been an all pro?
I think at least
second team.
Yeah, second team. I think
he's made the Pro Bowl a bunch of times. He's, I guess, a second team all pro, won a Super Bowl. The only thing he really hasn't done is win an MVP.
Yep.
So
second team 2002, Pro Bowl selection in 22, 23, and 25.
Yeah. So he's done it. He's done a lot.
In 22, he finished 3rd in Offensive Player of the Year.
Right.
Yeah. So he's done a lot, but we'll see. But with that, we also have, and Jamal's going to tell us about it, an old friend who was gone, and then he went to somewhere else, and now he went back, and he could possibly be coming to us in the most recent rumors.
Oh, boy. Who is coming back to us?
It's the Max Crosby thing.
ESPN proposes.
So Brandon Lee Gowden from Bleeding Green Nation reported about the Eagles ESPN proposal for Max Crosby. to get to Philadelphia. That's the heading. Yeah. Philadelphia Eagles. So the Philadelphia Eagles would get edge Max Crosby. And the Raiders would get a 1 through 23.
They'll get their first round pick, the number 23 pick this year.
They would get the number 23 pick this year. And a 2027 third round pick. Edge Nolan Smith. What? You thought we were making it through 32 trades without a Crosby deal? I guess they really think that I struggle with this, right? Because I don't think that Max Crosby's coming here.
No,
I
don't think it'll happen.
I just don't. Like
So
I get it.
They're suggesting this year's first round pick, a 2027 third, and Nolan Smith to get Max Crosby. I don't think that's crazy. The trade, like the value for value, especially based on what he was going to get from Baltimore. Wasn't that like 2 first round picks or something like that? Wasn't?
Yeah, 2 first round picks.
So I mean,
what was the issue they discovered in the physical that killed that trade?
He didn't pass
knees?
it. He didn't pass the
Was
physical,
his
but he
knee
was
injury or something.
He was.
I think
a
it's
week,
knees.
Yeah, he was a week off the crutches from his surgery. And he didn't pass the physical. Like, of course he wasn't going to pass the physical. There's no. I don't even know if it was a week. It might have only been a couple of days after he got off crutches. Like, you knew he was hurt. Why would he pass the physical? I think they got. I think they
cold feet.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think
cold feet.
happened there, dude. Like that was just a weird situation. I'm looking up with it.
Like, they signed him. Like, would they be able to afford these other guys they need to sign? Like, they're going to need to sign Coop and they're going to need to sign Quignon after this season, I think. At least one of them. I think they can hold on to one of them as, like what they did with Jordan Davis this year. They can use the option. But I think that's something they really want to get done. I think they really want to get done those 2 guys. And what Max Crosby just makes it harder.
They sent 2 first-round picks to Las Vegas. He failed the physical, although agreed upon. The trade was canceled after Crosby's physical in Baltimore revealed issues with his knees. But it was right after he just had surgery. He just had meniscus surgery. Raiders' reaction, despite the trade falling through, Las Vegas GM John Spiddick considered the results meant to be. Ravens' backup plan following the failed deal. Baltimore instead signed pass rusher Trey Hendrickson. And basically, they're getting some shit from the rest of the NFL because they think they kind of slow played the physical part. Reports indicate concern of a degenerative knee issue for beyond the 2026 season. But he literally just had meniscus surgery, and I think it was a couple days after he stopped walking on crutches when they did the physical.
Well, so, let me ask you guys a question. I would rather have Trey Hendrickson than Max Crosby. And I think that Baltimore is probably pursuing Hendrickson.
Well, they got him.
And
they were
Crosby
pursuing.
Thing,
yeah.
They at the same time they were probably pursuing them both. Like, we need to get one or the other. And they nailed down the trade for Crosby. And then Hendrickson said, "Hey, I really want to come there. So, I'm willing to come there, but the money is what the money is. They're not going to be able to pay them both." And they had an out with Crosby. So I think they were in a position where they were able to back out of one to get the player they really, really wanted. Because Hendrickson, he's younger. He's played on, I shit on the Bengals a lot, but they've been a playoff team. They've had some success. Where Crosby's played, his entire career pretty much with the Raiders. And they've been terrible, like, the entire time he's been there. And there is a little bit of a stigma attached to any player that comes from a really bad team that's good. We've been burned by it before with the Raiders with Nnamdi Asomugha, if you guys are old enough to remember that.
Oh,
same
that was
thing.
horrible.
Oh, he's the best corner in the league. Well, teams weren't throwing on you because they were behind, all the time. Asomugha really only had to defend the pass for the first half of the game.
Yeah, because they always threw to the opposite side because the other corner was just
horrible.
Right. Like, it didn't mean Asomugha was amazing. It just meant he was better. He was the least shitty of the shitty guys.
So again, there's like a stigma attached, and there's a reason for that to players that come from bad teams. It's the culture's bad. You come to it is a culture shock, I think, for players when they play on bad teams. and then they go to an actual winning organization, they probably struggle with that.
Well, look at all the
There's
nonsense in
accountability.
Miami.
There's, what'd you say about Miami?
The nonsense that happened there, like Vic Fangio, they all fucking hated him and want him gone,
Right.
and he comes here and he wins the fucking Super Bowl, and all the
Right.
players loved him because he held you accountable down there.
Right.
And when you drove your car at fucking 70,000 miles per hour on the highway and get pulled over and can't make it to practice, he got in your ass.
Yeah.
Like,
and that didn't happen last year. Well, you guys won 4 games last year, so
Yeah.
Exactly. Your quarterback, your coach got fired last year. Like, yeah, exactly like you said. Bad teams probably don't have good locker rooms, don't have good culture, and then when they go to have when they do bring people and then hold them accountable, it's always a shit show.
yeah, it's a culture shock.
Yeah. All right. What else we got? The 2026 NFL mock draft. This is coming from
It's ESPN's mock draft.
So the ESPN has, let's just look at the top 3 because we're not in it. The Raiders taking Fernando Mendoza from Indiana, the quarterback. They're saying that's pretty much near a lock.
Yeah.
The Jets going edge rusher Arvell Reese from Ohio State.
Yep.
The Cardinals taking Francis Mwaga, the offensive tackle from Miami. Titans, Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame. Number 5, Giants.
Ohio State.
Yeah. Taking Sonny Styles, the linebacker from Ohio State. Carnell Tate, wide receiver, going to the Browns. And Caleb Downs from Ohio State safety, going to the Commanders. Going to us, they have us staying at 23. I mean, there's no trades, but we talked about a trade. Taking, and actually, this isn't the only team that or group that I've heard saying this. This has been getting a lot of traction around the internet. That the Eagles will take Denzel Boston, the wide receiver from Washington. There's been you do or don't?
I do.
I mean, there's a lot of buzz going around him. I do too, especially if a trade still does happen for AJ Brown, which I kind of think it's going to.
He would be cheap.
Yeah, exactly. He's a 23rd pick wide receiver that you're going to pay what, $1 million to?
Yeah, you have control for 5 years.
Yeah.
Pretty much. If you want control for 5 years without giving him anything, you can. Now, if he's an impact player, and if he can replace, and wide receiver is a hard position to have a big impact the first year. You don't really see it that much. You see flashes, and that's really all that teams expect. But if this guy in year 2 can replace the production you got from AJ Brown in the last, say year or so, then this is a bargain pick because he's very talented. Played in an offense that threw the ball a lot. Washington was in a ton of shootouts last year, so they run a pro style offense. So the transition shouldn't be as big as, he's not as talented as like Carnell Tate or any of the guys that are going to be at the top of the draft. But like Jordan Tyson, like guys like that, he's not as talented as that. But he is. I think he will be a very productive wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, and they're going on and saying, I want to read it now, Washington coach Jed Fish and Howie Roseman are longtime college buddies. They're saying he's second or third wide out in the class of wide receivers, and they're saying all the talking heads on the internet are basically saying, if you're at 23, you're drafting him and you're trading AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which, I mean, and even more, Julian Edelman again is saying shit about, like, it's something else just happened where Edelman's saying more about fucking AJ Brown. I think it's a done deal. I think
he's
I think there was a handshake deal already made, and that he's
July 1st he's gone.
June 1st, whatever. It's June 1st, right?
whatever.
Yeah, June 1st he's gone. I think they made a deal and it's a handshake and it's done.
Oh, you think he's definitely going to the Patriots?
I do. There's too much buzz around it.
Yeah. He's
way
too
too
much.
much.
As good as gone. It's just they're not going to do it before the deadline to where it's going to cost them less after June or whatever the day is.
I mean, I want him to be gone. Not even because I think his skill level has depleted or anything like that, but he's never going to play hard here. He's not going to play hard here. Like, even if he still has it, he's not going to give it.
You can't have both of them, right? Like we just talked about. You can't have Jalen and AJ. There's clearly an issue, and they both bring a certain aspect of issue to the team. So it's which one are you going to deal with? You can't deal with both of them.
Pick one.
It's harder to find a quarterback than it is a wide receiver.
Exactly,
So-
especially if you're projected to get a really good one at 23.
Yeah.
All right, that's what 30 minutes of football talk. For those of you that hate the wrestling talk, this is your chance to sign out right now. But if for those of you who like the wrestling talk, let's go. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We're literally less than a week out.
Yeah, I think it's next. Is it 18th and 19th? So
Yeah, it's the
18th and
18th.
19th,
yeah. It's not this weekend coming up. It's next weekend.
Yeah, we're a little less than 2 weeks out. It's getting a little, I don't know.
Interesting.
Interesting's the word. The two main events. There's so much going on with them that I don't even know if they're any good or not. like the build up is just I don't know, man. The build up to 40 was so good. Last year's was okay, and now I'm kind of like I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going. Like, there's some things that happen, and I'm just like, oh, that was fucking great. But then there's other shit that I'm just like, I don't know. And the biggest, like, I don't know of all right now is Seth Rollins is wrestling Gunther. Like,
I knew you were
that's
going to say
because
that.
of
I knew you were
injuries,
going to say
man.
that.
well, yeah, it is because of
Injuries.
injuries. It absolutely is. But it's still kind of like, where is this coming from? Like, I'm sure the story, as soon as it happened, I put my theory out for what I thought the story was going to be, and it kind of almost hit on that exactly. But there's nothing, and you're 12 days. Yeah, I think we're 12 days. Not even 12 days. We're 11 days away, and you have 2 shows of build up.
They're working something with this. I think with Paul Heyman helping Gunther, all of a sudden, like trying to present himself as somewhat of an ally to this
Well,
guy.
did you see last night or no?
I watched the highlights.
So he came out again. Seth came out, and then Gunther came out and kind of fucked him up a little bit, and they got pushed off. And then there was a meeting between Gunther and Heyman at the end, and Heyman basically was like, thank you, blah, blah, blah. And Gunther was like, you owe me more than just a thank you. You're going to owe me a lot. And the payoff's going to be is he gets to choke what's his name out at SummerSlam and retire him, Brock Lesnar.
I don't think Brock Lesnar's going to let himself get choked out. That's not going to work for me, brother, kind of thing. I think he'll get pinned, but he's not going to get choked unconscious.
Okay. But
Yeah,
Gunther's going to beat him.
Lesnar.
Gunther's going to
Well-
beat him at SummerSlam.
Did you hear they wanted him to lose to Obafemi, and Lesnar was like, no, absolutely not.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
not,
Well,
I'm not. Yeah, he said, I'm not going to. Him and Heyman were like, he should not lose until his retirement match, which will be at SummerSlam in Minnesota.
You can't let, I mean, the new guy is a fucking monster, but you can't let him just come in and beat fucking everybody.
the
well
way
where does
to
he
do
go
it-
from there?
The way to do it is to have like a no contest. Like they, just brawl and it gets out of control. And
Gunther
you know
fucks
what
it
I
up.
mean?
Gunther fucks it up with his, this is the favor you owe me.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think that's what you do because I don't want to see them beat Obafemi, even if it is Brock Lesnar. Like I don't want to see them beat him yet. They shouldn't.
And I think their little matchup last night got a little extra heated. Their promo last night when they were supposed to sign the paper, it turned into the normal, like flip the table, punch each other sort of thing. But then they started like throwing the fucking chair at each other, like not metal chairs, the fucking rolling chair they were supposed to sit down and sign. Like it was a little extracurricular, and I think Brock was a little pissed off by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked a little like you could see the fake anger, but then it looked like there was a little bit of real anger that kicked in there. I don't know, but Seth versus Gunther, like what happens there?
Real quick,
It's
I
gonna be
need
a
someone
good
to
match.
catch. I've been in and out, so I do kind of need someone to catch me up. Now, were you guys thinking it was going to be Seth versus Braun Breaker before his
Yeah.
injury?
Well, I think
Okay.
everybody thought that, and now
Okay.
Breaker's hurt. So is fucking the other Bronson Reed. Like, there's nobody left. They're down to fucking
Yeah, the Vision got right. It's a tag team.
they're down to Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed fight in a newly announced match with the Usos and LA Knight. Like,
Yeah, that's wild.
that's so we're not even talking. So we'll go right back. We'll go back to the second.
I just need a little bit of
bring
backup.
it.
Yeah.
So Seth's been out. Heyman kind of just like ditched the Vision and just has been pumping fucking Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
And now Seth's back. He's officially cleared. he's starting to fuck Heyman up, and then now all of a sudden, 2 weeks in a row, Gunther's come out and tried to choke out what's his name?
Seth Rollins.
Seth, and they're going to now have a match at WrestleMania, which I do think it'll be a good match, but there's no the story needs to get built up quick because now Gunther said last night, Joe, the thing he said that Seth doesn't even understand. Seth doesn't remember what this is about. Something from the past that he's holding on to. Gunther's holding on to. That Seth doesn't even realize.
I don't know, dude. It's a sloppy build. This is a slop. This is a slop build. This is the last second. We gotta get these guys on the card. Gunther's a big star in the company. Seth Rollins is a big star. No way you're leaving him out of WrestleMania. I say you just throw him in there and let him have a really good match. It might wind up being the best match of WrestleMania.
I agree.
Wow.
It absolutely could be. But that was the thing too. Was going into this, it's like, wait a minute, Gunther doesn't have a fucking match. Like, how is that possible?
Right.
Because I think he was going to retire Rey Mysterio.
Oh shit! I wish.
But now, good.
Yeah, Ray's
Ray's back, and he's doing the 6-man fucking ladder match with the rest of the flying wrestlers.
Guys who do flips.
It's like Dragon Lee and shit like that.
It is. It's Dragon Lee. It's Penta, Rey Mysterio, Javon Evans, and maybe one of the racist Americans.
Like, let's do this. That's going to be like the crazy shit car wreck match.
Yeah. And that's
God.
but all right. Even looking at that match, why do we have Penta, the Intercontinental Champion, having a match for the Intercontinental Championship belt in a ladder match with 6 other people? Like, why are we
fight 6 guys?
Why are we chancing him to injury?
Well, of that, and why are we booking the IC title in that manner? Like, that's a prestigious title.
Yeah,
Penta's a good IC champ. Like.
Not only that, he's besides being a good IC champ, he's a draw. He's one of the few things that they fucking hit with the last 2 years. And you're gonna go fucking do this?
And they put him in with 6 JD McDonough and the guys that do flips. And isn't his brother in it too? Like Ray Phoenix is in the match or something.
Yeah, he might be because I haven't seen that motherfucker in months.
Phoenix, flips. Let's get all the guys that do the flips and the crazy stunts. Put them in there.
Yeah. Over under on 10 Hurricane Ranas this match. Like, how you think?
But it's there's gonna be over. But the bigger thing is like these dudes who I credit to them. It's like whenever they see ladder set up, they're like, we're gonna do the most fucked up shit ever. One of them's getting hurt. Like, legit really going to get hurt.
Yeah, probably.
Because you remember they did the same shit last year. And fucking Andrade decided to land on his fucking head. I think we all talked about last year. We were like, man, I actually fuck Andrade's the shit. That motherfucker didn't care. He was like, I just got divorced. I'm gonna just go out here and risk it all.
I love that guy. He's so good in the ring. I do too.
I
wish they could figure out a way to get him over. He's doing really good work in AEW, from what I understand. Don't watch it too much. My son watches AEW, and he said Andrade is like one of the top guys there now. So I'm glad that he finally really caught on somewhere, because his first run at AEW was terrible. And then his NXT run was really good, but it was strictly because of the ring work. And then when he came up to the main roster, he had a couple of good matches on the main roster, and then he was gone, and he married Charlotte Flair, went to AEW, had that disaster. Came back, his second run in WWE was no better than the first, and, left again. So I like that guy. I'm glad he's doing well, even if it is someplace else.
Yo, is it like he doesn't have enough personality? Like, he just can't find a gimmick that lands?
Language. He doesn't speak great English. And it's really hard to get over with WWE fans with just your ring work. There's a million guys in WWE that are good in the ring, even better than what you see on TV, because the way they do it in WWE, it's more story driven.
Yeah.
And, if you watch AEW, it's a car wreck a lot of the time. But that's more ring performance focused, whereas WWE and you guys like Mike, you want to see a good story, you want to be invested, you want to buy into this match, you want to see why these guys want to kill each other. Whereas like the Gunther Seth Rollins, that's something that they would put together for pay-per-view in AEW with no build, just because like Seth Rollins is amazing in the ring and Gunther is an amazing heel. Let's throw him in there. It's like fantasy booking kind of stuff.
I got you.
WWE's trying to put some kind of story around it, like with the, you owe me something, and Seth doesn't remember, but I don't, that kind of stuff. Not really WWE's strong suit. This will be probably a fantastic match.
I agree that it's totally gonna be a good match.
It doesn't carry the same weight in AEW or in WWE without a story behind it. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
The crowd isn't as hot for just the action in the ring. Whereas in AEW, the crowd gets hot for the action in the ring, and they don't really care too much about the stories.
They just want to see cool moves and
they want to see cool
matches.
moves. They want to see Dragon Lee doing flips against another Japanese acrobat or Mexican wearing a mask or something. That's what they want to see. So
yeah. Well, all right. Let's go into the rumor roundup. We got some spoilers for WrestleMania 42. Oh, the Pat McAfee backlash.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, that's huge.
Chris Jericho's AEW deal. So let's start with
that.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes. What?
I have a thought about the McAfee thing.
So Cody Rhodes' heated promo during SmackDown wasn't planned, and according to Bodyslam.net, was in response to negative online reaction to Pat McAfee's alliance with Randy Orton. The American Nightmare was supposedly told by members of Creative to go shoot from the hip. This is said to be the result of Rhodes and WWE officials being unhappy about TKO once again getting involved with WrestleMania storyline so close to the show of shows. So, for those of you that don't know, last Friday on SmackDown, there was a promo between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, and then out of nowhere, Pat McAfee comes out dressed like a villain with a black t-shirt, black sunglasses, black pants, and black shoes to find out that he was the man that was been on the phone talking to Randy Orton the whole time, telling Randy to, just be you. And then goes on and proceeds to shit on the WWE and say it's garbage and that Cody's a shitty fucking champ. And we want to bring, the Attitude Era back. He kicks Cody in the balls and then proceeds to beat shit out of him. But then Cody came out later that night and broke out into his own promo that they're talking about here. And then he just went off and basically shit all over the TKO board.
Yeah,
basically saying that they're the problem with the WWE, which continued into this week, which we'll talk about in a couple minutes. But Joe, go to Pat McAfee and your theory there or your thoughts.
It kind of latches on to CM Punk as well. His promo where he took several shots at TKO and everything else. Guys, I don't know what wrestling Twitter is saying about this, but I think we're getting worked here.
Yeah.
I think that with wrestling, there's a long tradition of taking real life problems and turning them into storyline. You can, and for the last 2 years, I feel like the internet and wrestling fans in general have been blaming TKO for every bad thing that happens with WWE.
Yeah.
True, right?
Yeah.
So what the creative minds could potentially be doing is taking TKO as an entity and making that the heel, of the company. And when that happens, typically you'll get a representative from TKO who will take over the show. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, now TKO is running the show. And, your favorite baby faces are going to get put in really bad positions. And,
and it can't be The Rock anymore, right? Because it's got to stop.
Yeah.
Well, it would have to be somebody who's going to be there every week. So McAfee's probably perfect for it. Randy Orton, everyone kind of thought before he went away, before he hung it up, he was going to get another run as a champion. This is a good opportunity. And you can have Pat McAfee as sort of a TKO authority figure that oversees the show and screws over Cody Rhodes for the next, 3 or 4 months. And, all the baby faces that everybody likes, Finn Balor, he's going to be a baby face. You're not allowed to do the demon anymore. The TKO says you can't do that. And, CM Punk, you're suspended. And, that kind of shit could.
Yeah. So
they could be angling something toward that.
So Fightful selects that McAfee learned that McAfee's return was down to TKO wanting to boost interest in the PLE, though there was also an element of corporate synergy due to WWE's streaming deal with ESPN. Several people weren't in favor of McAfee tearing in the WWE product the way he did, leading to a mixed reaction backstage. But I agree with you and we don't have it in the updates today, but I did read something quickly on the internet that there's a theory going around that it's going to be like the TKO heels with Randy, McAfee. There was a couple other guys.
Whoever else. They'll have some fall
I think
guys.
Roman
Yeah.
and somebody else, and then you're going to have the Save Wrestling team, which is going to be Kevin
Cody,
Owens,
Punk,
Kevin Owens, Cody,
yeah.
Punk, and maybe fucking
Sami Zayn.
exactly.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah. So,
And that's a tale as old as time in wrestling. They did it in WCW with, the Eric Bischoff and that kind of thing. But also, this isn't 100% because there's also another long tradition of big mega corporations buying wrestling companies and then interfering in them and ruining them.
yeah.
That also happened to WCW. So, just thank God Hulk Hogan, not thank God Hulk, thank God, not thank God Hulk Hogan's gone, but, like you would know it was really, really bad if they went and started signing people like Hulk Hogan and putting them on TV every week. Guys that are over the hill and done, who shouldn't be in that position. So it could be the other TKO could be fucking with them and saying, oh no, we have brand synergy with ESPN. We have to do the crossover thing. We have to, promote this more, even though the tickets are too expensive. Like that, people have been complaining about ticket prices for 2 years. It's ridiculously expensive to go see wrestling. And it's not even like you can go see a house show anymore either because they don't have house shows. You got to go see Raw or SmackDown, and it's an arm and a leg. It shouldn't be that expensive. Wrestling should not be that expensive. It just shouldn't.
So the other rumor that I don't know if you saw, Joe, is that the evil TKO group that's going to be come out is actually going to be not Kevin Owens. It's going to be Randy, what the fuck's his name? Pat and the McMahons.
The McMahon.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
No, well, Shane McMahon works for AEW now. I think he's a consultant for them. That was a few months ago. And Vince there's no way he's getting near this.
I can't, because that's the rumor. People think it's going to be like a big Vince thing. Vince is coming back because this is what's going on. There's no way any business is going to allow that to happen, especially after the footage of him crashing his damn car just got went public on the
if
internet.
that didn't happen, if all the lawsuits were settled like quietly and everything else, I could see them bringing Vince back as an on-air like character if he would even agree to do it. I don't think he would agree to do it, but that would be something. If all of a sudden like Vince came out and was like, TKO, put me in charge, ha ha, that kind of thing, and CM Punk, get your ass out here, lick my foot, that kind of shit.
So, other news: Chris Jericho has returned to AEW last week, and Fightful Select has learned that he has indeed signed a new deal with the company. Ultimately,
That
while he
motherfucker.
did talk with WWE, AEW offered more money. Yeah, for all the idiots that thought he was the one in the fucking box that was shipped to Raw, morons. Sorry, he's not coming back, and it does suck because it would have been cool to see him back. But like the fact that people thought that's what the surprise was going to be still blows my mind. And just gonna put it out there again, this is another of the few things that the WWE has fucking hit on is love that fucking Danhausen.
Yeah,
like,
Danhausen's
dude,
great.
over 1,000%. He gets a bigger pop now just to come up and fucking sell you merch than some fucking wrestlers get.
Has he even wrestled yet?
No, he popped up on the ring the other night. It was the tag match between Damian Priest and R-Truth versus who
That's
the fuck
crazy.
did they? I can't think of.
What a wild tag!
They
What a
just
wild
fought
fucking tag team, by the way.
They just fought. Oh, they fought the Miz and Kip Wilson. And R-Truth, somehow he got in the ring. R-Truth tagged him in or some shit, but he wasn't supposed to be. And then he disappeared. But anyway, they lost. Yeah, but so he's doing his thing.
He's
It's
a
great.
comedy guy.
It's great.
Fine. There's room for that. Some people don't like comedy. Jim Cornette.
Amazing. No,
Yeah.
Cornette's. I think Cornette, or maybe it wasn't Cornette. No, it wasn't Cornette. It was fucking what's his name from WCW.
Russo?
Bischoff
Oh.
has
Bischoff.
said he was wrong. He was wrong about it. Like, yeah, this absolutely works. He's got the #1 fucking WWE selling T-shirt. Like I know they're making jokes about in the backstage things. The motherfucker has 3 shirts now,
Yeah.
and he has signed autographs and he was the first wrestler to sell out the autograph signing for WrestleMania.
Wow.
Like you push him, Oba, and Penta. That's your future.
Yeah, but he's not going to ever really be a serious wrestler.
No.
And it's going to run its course, because with these comedy things, it always does. There's never like a comedy act that stays relevant forever, other than like R-Truth. But R-Truth comes and goes. Like, he's been with the company for a long time.
You do the same thing with this kid.
Yeah, you can do that. Make him go away for a few months, and have him come back, just show up again and start doing the crazy shit that he does, cursing the referee, and his arm gets hurt and he can't count the 3.
That was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, it's
that was
funny,
hysterical.
Yeah. It's a palate cleanser.
Next rumor, at Wrestler Votes has revealed that there were no plans for John Cena to host WrestleMania 42 when he retired from WWE in December. Instead, the company came up with the idea in February, and the 17-time WWE champion agreed to return for Showcase of the Immortals. Around the same time, he signed a new long-term deal that won't involve wrestling. So, yeah, it was announced last week that he will be the host of WrestleMania.
It's a panic move.
Yeah, they're not selling tickets. They're not selling
Wow.
tickets. Pat McAfee called it out and said it's because of the product and not because of TKO.
It's not. It's the price, dude.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to get in that in a second. Wrestling Observer Live's Brian Alvarez reports the leader of the Sentation was never supposed to be back this early, and his WrestleMania hosting gig is a panic move caused by slow WrestleMania ticket sales. It's absolutely what it is. 100%. They're not, like, ticket prices have dropped greatly that I'm actually, like, I'm considering reaching out to you guys and say, hey, do you guys want to go? Because we could probably go pretty cheap.
No.
Last, WWE is considering adding more established names from SmackDown and AAA to Penta's Intercontinental Ladder match at WrestleMania.
Stop.
10 guys.
Yeah. Has learned the card will feature a total of 14 matches with 7 matches held on each night. That's a lot of fucking matches at WrestleMania.
It's aggressive.
They gotta have. They need to bring in.
That was announced. It was actually announced today, wasn't it? What the cards are?
Yeah, that came out. ESPN announced it. They need the fucking iguana guy in that match. That iguana guy.
That's fucking ridiculous, dude.
And the pizza man, the pizza guy. They need.
Oh, is he coming?
Pizza guy.
No,
I know you're talking about
other people
Luigi.
in the ladder match.
Just throw all types of random shit in there.
Here we go.
Man, iguana man.
Can someone tell me what happened to McIntyre? Why he just disappeared? Right? Is he like vacationing or did he get hurt?
He's fighting. Oh yeah, where the fuck is he going?
He's got a match. He's
does he?
wrestling? What's his face? Fucking Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here we go. We have Saturday match card. It goes in reverse order. Why does it do that? So let's start at the bottom. Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Penta versus Javon Evans versus Dragon Lee versus JD McDonough versus Rusev versus Rey Mysterio. Why are we putting
Rusev? What's Rusev?
That's
doing
crazy.
That match? He's
I
gonna
don't
hold the ladder for
understand.
those guys to do football.
Yeah.
He's gonna be outside the ring to catch everybody.
So that and Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, they are the 2 matches that will be featured in the first hour on ESPN. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar should not be within the first hour on ESPN.
Now there's probably something else that should go there.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, I went too far. That's on Sunday. We're working way backwards. I went too far now. That's Sunday. So it's those 2 matches on Sunday. It says an hour. There are the 2 matches of the first hour on ESPN. Then to kick off the PLA, like switching over, it's the United States Championship match, Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. Then you're going to get Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Then the WWE Women's Championship match, Cargill versus Ripley. And then to close out Sunday, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns.
I'm nervous about that match.
Yeah, I am too.
Jake
Wait, Punk versus Reigns?
No,
No,
Cargill
the Jake
versus fucking-
Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. I'm
Yeah.
really nervous about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. So going back to Saturday, so you're gonna have 2 matches on ESPN2 the first hour. So it's the 6-man tag team match. So Logan Paul, Austin Theory, I Show Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight, and then an unsanctioned match, Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. Then when we switch over to the ESPN app, it's the Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way, which actually this might not be bad. Nia Jackson, Lash Legend versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and the Bella Twins.
Jesus.
No, that's gonna be a clusterfuck. I'm completely against that match. It's gonna suck.
Then we have the Women's Intercontinental Championship match, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Then we have Seth versus Gunther. And then we have the Women's World Championship match, Stephanie Vicar versus Liv Morgan, which has anybody seen like the slow-mo video of Steph just fucking her up last night?
Yeah, she's got a big knot on her
She's
head.
got a knot on her head.
Yo,
Looks like
that
she's
was
got a
crazy.
fucking softball. She's in concussion protocol, and so is Roxanne Perez. She hit her so fucking hard. And then we're closing Saturday night with Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton with Pat McAfee.
I want Orton to win so bad.
I think he does. I think he wins.
But the bigger part for me is you didn't need Pat. Like, he's already over. He's getting the cheers every time.
Unless
the
they're
promo
doing
happens.
something bigger, and that's what I think. I think McAfee fucks over Cody, and then we go into this new era of TKO controls the show, blah blah blah. I really do think that's what they're doing. And the McAfee, like the thing when they brought Pat McAfee in, they knew that it was going to be like, what the fuck are you guys like? You're shoehorning.
They had to have known, yeah.
But here we are talking about it, and like every other show that talks about wrestling is talking about that this week. So it is building interest, whether you like it or not. So I don't know, it's wrestling. This is just how it is.
So Joe, take it away. Story 3 about the best of all time.
About the best of all time. About CM Punk's McAfee, high WWE ticket prices, blistering Raw promo. Like I have a little bit different take on this. People are really fired up about this promo. I think it was a good promo, but there are people out there, and I think in the article it also says that they said, "Oh, this is one of his best of all time."
No,
definitely not one of his best.
There were some good things in there.
Oh yeah, it was a good promo. It was a very good promo. It was one of the best on the build up to this WrestleMania. But the article goes on to say that where am I going to start here? Pipe bomb on Raw, the world champion tore into Roman Reigns, referencing his failed football career and the Vince McMahon pen storyline that led to the OCC being covered in dog food. Punk also took some shots at Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his struggling Hollywood career, and made a point of ripping into Pat McAfee following his return as Randy Orton's mystery ally on SmackDown, branding him Pat McAfee. We all know what that is. The Best in the World also referenced WWE's recent decline in ticket sales, suggesting TKO dropped prices so families can actually afford to attend events like WrestleMania. The whole thing is incredible, and while we're in the dark about how much of it was scripted, Punk's promo has got everyone talking today, and there's also rumblings that, yes, TKO will begin dropping the price of tickets over the summer after significantly increasing them in recent years. You can watch Punk's explosive promo pretty much everywhere. They also included a full transcript in the article, and it was via, I don't know where I got this article from, but if you want to see the promo, you can see it. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitter. I think the official WWE one, I think they actually cut out part of it at the end where he talks about the tickets.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, if you look at the WWE one that's on Twitter or X and on YouTube, they cut that part out.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
Let me see if I can get the transcript. CM Punk nukes it. You want to talk about ticket prices? Do me a favor. Call the agent who shoehorned you into the business and tell him to lower the ticket
WWE
price.
cut that out.
A direct shot at Ari Emanuel and Pat McAfee while tearing up Roman Reigns. That wasn't my favorite. I think the dog food line was my favorite. I'm trying to see if I can find the transcript.
You one thing you did get to see is a little bit of how CM Punk is as a heel. Like when they were kind of booing him and stuff, because there's a lot of people who love Roman Reigns. A lot of WWE fans love freaking Roman Reigns. And, when they were chanting Roman Reigns and he goes, "What? You know I'm right." Like that part.
Because he was talking about
CM Punk as a heel.
Yeah, because he said it. He was like, "I'm here." He's not. And he's like, he's never going to show up if he wins this belt. And they booed him. And he was like, I'm right.
Right. So that's the kind of shit he does, like when he's a bad guy. And that's, to me, it's still the best CM Punk, but he hasn't been a bad guy in so long. So long it's been. I hope something happens and he turns or something. I don't know. He's going to be, but again, with WWE, it's like these guys sell T-shirts and heels don't sell as many T-shirts. So all that shit's really important to them.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the transcript. I can't find it because there was when he said you were just you're just a buck tooth. You're just a buck tooth
Nepo baby.
plus nepo baby who ate dog food for a creepy old man.
Yeah.
Like I was like, holy shit, dude.
I like the line about, how he sharpened his tools over the years and paid his dues, but Roman's tools were store bought. Like, I like that line too. That was good. I'm sure they didn't script it. They probably told him, go out there and just say what's on your mind. Land it, TKO, just do it. But again, I think this is all part of a bigger storyline. I don't think we're going to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but CM Punk never passes up opportunity to bury him.
I noticed that, dude. Like he really
he
does
like
the
he
fucking.
He does not like him.
Damn.
He said, "My one's actually out how he had a career, like something along those lines." I was like,
"Yeah,
wow." I was like, dude,
he was a big
really
star in
fucking.
Hollywood.
I mean, do you think The Rock's done? Like, it's pretty much over for WWE.
I don't. I'm not going to say never, but he'll be back at some point. Especially if he keeps having trouble in Hollywood, man. Because the shit he's been attached to has not been even remotely successful lately. I mean, this Moana thing that he's doing, that's gonna.
He's getting shit on though. That wig is not helping him.
Yeah, it might make or break him here. If this goes bad and people just make fun of him, and the movie doesn't do well, like these live action Disney movies have not done well. He might be back to doing house shows or something. I don't know, but I don't think he's done. I don't think it's over. I think he's going to have another match. He's going to have a retirement match, I think, at some point. But
I'm trying to. I'm sorry. I'm looking. The other line was that was good. Was I had to leave the WWE, but I could because I had FU money.
Yeah.
No shit.
And you don't. You don't.
Well, people say like I remember when it happened. Like he's got FU money. It's like, well, how much has he made? And like FU money to him and FU money to different people are. To someone else it's different because from everything I've understood about this guy, like he lives pretty frugally. Like he doesn't have a gigantic compound of a home. He drives a Range Rover, which is a nice car, but it's like his only car.
But
he really does. He lives very comfortably within his means.
But he was also writing TV shows and comic books too, right? Like, I mean,
right? But he's not worth $60 million or something.
No,
he's a millionaire. He has several million. But I think for him, like he's the kind of guy. If he gets $3 million, he'll live off that for the rest of his life.
He's good.
Yeah, I think that's what it was the first time he left.
Can we get a CM Punk net worth 2026? I'll cancel.
I don't know if you guys talked about this on the other show, but you guys see this shit with Shawn Michaels and the Sexy Red?
Oh,
it's like
$12
I love it because everybody gets to learn about that shit now. 12 million, you said?
Yeah.
So
it's
he's
not
a
bad.
millionaire. That's FU
it's
money.
Not bad.
It's not. Pat
and
McAfee
between him and AJ Lee, the combined household net worth of $17 million.
She's made some money doing comics and fixing scripts and whatever she does. So she's done well on her own too.
He owns a home in Chicago and a $4 million mansion in Los Feliz, Los Angeles.
Wow.
Well, and you got to understand too, $4 million in Las Vegas is like Mike's house.
No, from
shit.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. That's like Mike's. It's not, it's a nice house, but it's not.
It's not crazy.
Yeah.
It's not $4 million in Gloucestertown, a $4 million home in Sicklerville or something. It's,
like they get like that New York style upcharge. Just probably more.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
They're saying he earned over $500,000 per UFC fight.
Yeah.
Like,
big draw.
He got a good payday for that. Yeah. He was a big draw. People wanted to see what it was. We saw what it was. There's levels to it, and he's not a professional fighter.
Okay. All right. Well, we're making our way to the fucking WrestleMania. It'll be here in a little less than 2 weeks. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll try to talk about it afterwards. Maybe we'll plan our next show for after WrestleMania.
Yeah, or maybe
There you
like
go.
right before. Maybe we can get one in right before WrestleMania, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about it afterwards. So we can see
All
what's
just depends on if Paul's computer works.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's our main WWE guy. Like we can't not have him. So, all right, gentlemen. With that, we say goodnight. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Birds.